What's up everyone, it's your boy Xmanny87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends video, and what I have for you today is the X-Men 2-pack of Havok and Polaris, better known in their 90s X-Factor costumes. Now before I get into everything, if you could please leave a like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel, and another way you can help support my channel if you watch this video from beginning all the way to the end of my slideshow of pics, I'd greatly appreciate it, and with all the changes coming to YouTube, again, that would help out tremendously. If you do watch the video from beginning to end, I love you 3000. Havok and Polaris comes with everything you see here, so let's take a closer look at their accessories first, then we'll take a closer look at Havok and Polaris. As far as accessories go, they come with the colorful bubbly effects, so, you know, what did you expect? With their power traits, you know they were gonna repack these in, so you get them in yellow, and you get them in green for Polaris. And just to note, I have the old Polaris effect right here in my hand, and they went for a little more yellowy neon type of color. And I like that the new Polaris effect is a more solid green that resembles her, you know, comic accurate color effect. And yeah, definitely like this choice more. And Polaris is the only one in this set that gets a pair of alternate hands, so she has two closed-fisted hands. Taking a closer look at Polaris here, this head sculpt is absolutely flawless, man. It is gorgeous. Definitely one of the better head sculpts for the female X-Men Legends. She's really dolled up with some makeup here. You got some glossy, metallic looking green lips, and you got some bluish eyeshadow right there. She's got some nice green eyes, black eyeliner, and you got the green eyebrows, nicely painted. And the hair, let's talk about the hair, man. That hair is gorgeous, man. I really like this. I like the two-tone color it has here. You got two different shades of green, some highlighted green on the top, and then a little here in the closer to the bottom or in the middle area, and it goes, and that's it for the highlights. I kind of wish there was the bottom end tips right here. I wish there was highlights there, kind of balance it out, you know. Definitely like some balance there. But it is beautiful. I love the sculpt here. Comparing her next to the Polaris from the Warlock wave, you can see that the head is almost identical, but this one is so much better. Looks like they're the same person, but it's not. It's a different head sculpt for sure on this one. It's a little bit thinner, and this one's a little bit on the wide side. Taking a look at the rest of the body here, she is sporting that awesome X-Factor costume, and sporting some nice blue, solid blue color right here. You got some yellow, you got the little X logo right there, and this is a whole new sculpt for this upper torso they used here. And you got the zipper right there. Then you got the arms right here. The upper arms are definitely a new sculpt. I thought it was like Storm or the older, not the older, but the newer Emma Frost Walgreens exclusive. I thought it was that, but no, it's definitely different. The forearms may be reused, and she's got some new parts like this wristlet right here, so she's got them on both sides. And I like that they're pretty solid. They don't like jiggle all over the place, so I'm happy that it stays intact. Now down to the rest of the body, from her lower torso to her legs. It is the same as the Polaris from the Warlock wave, so that's cool that, you know, they're keeping the physique consistent. I like that a lot. And you got the belt here. This is also a new piece, newly sculpted. I really like this. And turning around, you got the Polaris buns, and then you got the serial number, Polaris, whatever. I say both ways, so, you know, don't attack me for saying it a certain way. And then you got the legs right here, again, same as the Polaris from the Warlock wave. Same body. And going down to the ankles here, yeah, she's got the ankle bracelets and the same shoes as the older Polaris, just in yellow. Now to cover articulation with Polaris, her head moves that far up, so not too bad. She's got a lot of hair, so let me try again. Whoop, there we go. Yep, got it higher. Head moves that far down, a good amount. It moves left, it moves right, it pivots, and it kind of rocks around. Her arms move this far up really good, down, all around. She's got the shoulder swivel, single jointed elbow that bends in a little more than 90 degrees, so real nice. You got the elbow swivel, and you got a wrist swivel and wrist hinge. Ab crunch moves that far down and that far back, real good for this new torso. It pivots, it rocks around, and it swivels. She moves her legs that far apart, and that far up, and that far back, almost a full frontward split. Her leg rocks around, she got the thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and heel to the, no heel to the Polaris butt. And you got the ankles that move up, down, and ankle pivot. And here is our new X Factor Polaris next to our Warlock Wave Polaris. Just to show you, you can do a head swap between the two, and man, does this look awesome. I love how this head looks on this Polaris body. Wow, just wow, so good. Here's Polaris next to Rogue, and I always thought these two had the same hairstyles, so hopefully if they revisit this Rogue, we get one in a more solid green. I would like a animated series green and much puffier hair, kind of like that, so that would be cool. And here are the children of Magneto. Here she is next to Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. And finally, here is Polaris next to her father Magneto. Another one. Another head sculpt that is just brilliant by Hasbro. I love how they executed this. This is my Havok. This is the real Havok to me. I grew up with this version. Love the hair sculpt right here. The nice stringy hair. Been seeing that a lot lately, and seeing it on a male figure kind of it's suitable for Havok, man. Especially this version. I love it. I dig it. Got this head mask here. I like how it's sculpted. The paint on mine is good for the most part. His eyes look determined as hell, like he's gonna like really wreck somebody. So I like how that looks, especially the eyebrows just gives it a more defined look to his expression. I just, oh man, I dig this so much. He does have some like baby-like ears though. They're very, very tiny. Taking a look at the rest of the body right here, I love this new jacket. This is so cool. You got some blue comic shading inside right here on the collars. You got the yellow zipper going around. Nice sculpt. You got the X-Men logo right there, X Factor logo, whatever. And you got again all around just nice sculpt. And you have the inside, you got the X, and actually you can unbutton this and you can see, I like this, they have the X logo painted all the way through. On the back, you got more of that blue shading going across, so very, very nice. Really like the sleeves here. And you get double jointed elbows on this jacket, and man, oh man. So, this got me. When I saw that it was double jointed elbows, I didn't even know right off the back. Like, I found out when this figure was on hand, I thought it would be single jointed. And when I saw this, I'm like, oh man, they really could have made the Gambit or multiple man sleeves with double jointed elbows. I mean, I don't have the Gambit on hand right now, but I do have multiple man next to me. But look at that. There was enough room to definitely sculpt in double jointed elbows, and we could have had a Gambit with double jointed elbows and multiple man, but oh well. Life goes on, and I'm sure we'll live to see a double jointed elbow Gambit one day. Then looking at the rest of his forearm, this is where it gets a little tricky, or funky, I should say. So, I mean, I like this part right here. The paint, the yellow paint on the sleeves, ending on the sleeves right here, that's cool. I like the musculature definition here. Got some veins going through, right? That's cool. But then you get to here, and these hands. Oh man, they're like baby-like hands. It just reminds me of the Deadpool 1 scene. The baby Deadpool hand. Someone's gonna feel huge tonight, man. It looks bad. But thanks to my buddy Uncanny X-Man, he told me a way on how to hide this funky looking gap, and I love the solution. So if you have the Madripoor Wolverine, just basically take this wristlet that you have here and pop off the hand, put it in like so. It has a nice fit to it actually, which is really nice. And then boom, oh my god, this looks so much better. It makes such a big difference. It fills in those gaps, even though this is not like 100% comic accurate. His fingered gloves did have some cuffs to it. So, hey, I think this works. Some more new parts here. You got the belt that's nicely sculpted. I like this a lot. And, again, the jacket is super cool. I like how this goes together. And we'll see this jacket again reused for the new Age of Apocalypse wave for X-Men. And that wave I am so stoked for. I'm a huge AOA fan. Looking at the legs here, you got that nice solid blue color. Really, really nice. You got these same straps like the Warlock Wave Cyclops. And yeah, they're, they might be a little loose, but on mine, they're pretty sturdy for the most part, so I'm happy about that. Bucky Cat Mold legs, it works for this. I don't mind having the Bucky Cat Mold legs for this. Now for articulation with Havok, his head moves that far up, so really good. Moves that far down, moves left, moves right. It pivots a little bit and rocks around a little bit. His shoulders only move that far up. That's all you're gonna get. Moves down, all around. He's got the shoulder swivel, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that bend in so good. Then you got the wrist swivel and the wrist hinge. You got the Bucky Cap torso, so his ab crunch moves that far down. The jacket may hinder it a little bit. Not so much on the front, but the back, yeah, a little bit. You got the waist swivel. Legs move that far apart, that far up, and that far back, so you can't do a full frontward split. You got the thigh swivel, you got double jointed knees, and oh, no heel to the Havok butt. You got the calf swivel, and ankles move up, down, and you got the ankle pivot. Here's our new X Factor Havok next to the Juggernaut Wave Havok. Here he is next to X Factor teammate Multiple Man. Let's throw in Polaris as well. And let's add Wolfsbane into the mix right there, and I really hope next year we get a proper Wolfsbane in her X Factor attire. And finally, here is our double date comparison as we have Havok next to his brother Cyclops, and we got Polaris and Jean Grey. Alright guys, and now to wrap things up, besides completing the X-Men Jim Lee Blue and Gold team from the 90s, my biggest wish as a Marvel Legends collector was to always complete the 90s X Factor team. Along with Multiple Man, this pack, and Strong Guy coming out next year, my wish is coming to fruition. I didn't forget about Quicksilver, glad to have an update of him to coincide greatly with these new figures. He was all over the place with multiple factions. You can throw in members like Forge and Mystique for some expansion that was canon in the 90s, hoping Hasbro will expand on the X Factor lore and give us a random figure, which is one of my most wanted Marvel Legends figure. The paint and sculpt to these are absolutely solid. Polaris with that stunning hair of a lioness, a glamorous face sculpt, newly added parts, and a good range of articulation for a Legends female figure. Newly added parts can also be said the same again for Havok. My only gripe with Havok was those hands. I mean, yeah, the tiny hands didn't look great, but with the Madripoor Wolverine wristlets, it made me forget about the baby hands. Even with the Bucky Cat mold reused as the main buck, it still feels like a brand new figure I never held in my hands before. That's a great thing in which Hasbro was smart to apply here and resulted in a great execution to capture his 90s look. My final rating I give for this pack is a 10 out of 10. Total awesomeness. I mean, these two outdid their predecessors. And again, my dream team is becoming my collection reality. After completing my X-Men Blue and Gold team, I said I am the happiest Legends collector. Now with X Factor, I'll be the happiest of happiest collectors. Happy with how Hasbro is handling these teams, man. I feel like we are definitely going to have a lot of team completions in the X-Men family universe. And I cannot wait to complete all those teams for the greater good of my collection. So that was my review. Please leave a like rating on the video, comment, we'll chat about it. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, link is in the description below. Get your X Factor X-Men 2-pack of Havok and Polaris at Big Bag Toy Store, link is in the description below. Share and subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the pics at the end of the video. See you on the next review. Peace, peace.